This episode is brought to you by Americas Rehab Campus. Get on the road to recovery with the best rehab in beautiful Arizona. Dial 1-833-272-7342. That's 1-833-ARC-REHAB.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to the Armchair.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Arcast. It's your man Buddha. I'm here once again with an amazing testimony. I hit my boy up. He's working in our kitchen staff right now, man, handling his business. And I had an opening yesterday, and I saw him walking around on the campus, and I was like, "Yo, bro, I need to get you down here so we can get your testimony." It's been a long time coming. I've been trying to get him in here for a while, and he's finally here. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up to our homeboy Alan.
Hey.
Yeah. Full studio audience, dog.
That's cool, man.
How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
You got a really positive attitude, man. I appreciate that. You're telling me some news. You know what I'm saying? And you got a really positive attitude, bro. Is that a natural thing? You're just a positive person?
No, man. It's something I just recently learned that I've had to accumulate over time and be consistent with, because I was programmed in a certain set of beliefs that kept me down my whole life, like before the drugs even started, you know what I mean, that I learned from my parents, and that when they learned from their parents when they were at a young age, and trying to learn how to ride a bike again, man, basically is what it is, you know what I mean, and I'm grateful for it, man, and I try to watch what I say and watch what I do, and because I have an impact on people's lives, you know what I mean, so I gotta
absolutely
carry that in a certain way, and I want to see people grow and things grow around me, so that's what I do.
Yeah, well, good, man. I appreciate that, and that says a lot about your character too. You know, in regards to the situation, this shit will probably get cut out, but I truly do feel that God needs to break things down to rebuild it again.
Yeah, so whenever there's a breakthrough, before that happens, there's always a breakdown.
Oh my God, bro, that's so powerful. That's so powerful, man. Yeah, dude, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it, man. I was looking forward to today getting you in here, and God knows what he does. The timing is perfect. Mm-hmm. So as far as the Arcast goes, dude, like what we typically do is we go back and we talk about the past, because with the hopes that whoever's listening on the other end, whoever the listeners are, that they can find something relative from your story in theirs to help them, and continue on. So let's start from the beginning, dog. Where are you from? Are you from Arizona?
So I was born in Douglas, Arizona, small border town.
Okay.
And then my family's from Bisbee. So I was born in Douglas, raised in Bisbee, and back and forth in Tucson. I went to Sunnyside, Desert View.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How old are you?
28.
You're 28. Oh, okay. You're a little bit younger than my wife, and so I was gonna ask if you knew her, but that's cool, man. Yeah. So and what about when you were growing up? Did you have any siblings, like brothers, sisters?
So I'm the oldest. I have two. I have a little sister. She's 7 years younger than me, and then I have two little brothers. They're fraternal twins.
Okay.
They're 7 years younger than her.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a rough age when you have siblings at that age, because there's such a huge gap in between. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't like it at first, but once they came out, man, I fell in love.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And when you were coming up, did you live with your mom and your dad, both of them?
I lived with my grandparents. Both of my parents lived with both of their parents.
Oh, okay.
My mom started using a needle, so my mom and my dad broke up when that happened.
Okay.
Both my parents are addicts. I lived wherever my nana thought they were.
Oh wow. Okay, so let's go back to that a little bit, man. And growing up, I know you said that both of your parents were addicts, and they both lived. Did they live with the same nanantata, or they each lived at each other's family's house?
They go from one to another. So like for part of the time, it was here in Tucson with my dad's side.
Okay.
Me, my mom, my dad, my sister, all slept in the same bedroom.
Yeah.
And until I was probably 12, 13, once I started running away from home.
Wow.
I started rebelling once they broke up and all that shit, but we would go from there, and then whatever would happen over here, we'd go live with my nana and tata over there, down there in Bisbee, and then kind of the same thing going on over there, and then it just back and forth, and then they separated, and then my dad stayed over here, my mom's from over there, so they went from all of us moving together like that to just when I get in trouble over here, they couldn't handle me no more, I'll go over there.
Okay.
Get worse, over here, get even more worse, and then just didn't.
Yeah, man. No, I understand completely. And, as far as the parent situation goes, like kind of touching on that a little bit, was there love there, or was it just, did it create that type of a toxic environment just because of the addiction?
So like by the time I was 15, bro, I was withdrawing from heroin, smoking meth with both of my parents.
At 15.
Yeah.
Whew. Growing up, man, in that type of an environment, how hard was it for you to stay positive? And like, did you have much of a childhood or anything, brother?
I don't think so, man. Like, we had one Christmas alone where it was just me, my mom, and my dad before my little sister was born. And then that was the same time that I took my first drink of alcohol. I was 9 years old when I took my first drink. The family thing was cool. Like, so like my mom and dad were always like my brother and sister.
Yeah.
And then my nana and tata were like my mom and dad. It was my nana and tata's house. So whatever rules they set was the rules I had to follow. Holidays were good, man, but like my mom and dad were not strong enough in their lives to like have a good solid structure. I don't want to say comfortable, because comfortable is a word that like once you're comfortable, you're decaying. You know what I mean? So like you're either growing or you're decaying. You know what I mean? So
as sad as it is, one of the things that we talk about a lot here, man, is these generational curses that come from generation to generation, right? And we're so limited by the things that we experience, by the different types of traumas, the different things that happen to us, that it's like, for a lot of people, it's like who's there for us to help teach us what's right and what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I can only imagine that might have been a generational curse with your parents that might have started even generations.
So I was born with a tumor in my left ear.
Yeah.
So like I could have been brain dead or whatever. That kept me away from school because of the surgeries.
Really?
And so like I stopped going to school like in second, third grade.
Wow.
And then I'll wait for the Boys and Girls Club to open up like at 2:30, and then I'll head over there real quick.
Yeah.
That was like, my mom would always call. My mom was overprotective of me. She didn't want me going to school. I was fighting a lot. Typical kid stuff, man. And then when my mom started slamming is when like she'll be gone for a couple of days, bro. And I remember one time I was walking down on the side of the highway, walking to my nana's house or whatever, and she drove like right past me, bro. And she had like a whole other family. She had another dude in her car, and that dude's his other kids.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Just drove right past me, man. And like I love my parents, man. Like I'm cool with them to this day, but like I do it like from a healthy distance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't risk my shit no more like that at all. You know what I mean?
And let me ask you this, bro. Like, my heart goes out to you, Doc. I can see your heart, and I know you're a good dude, bro. It's just real, recognize real, homie. That's some real shit. I hope you know that's coming from the bottom of my heart. Did you have any positive influences, like other than your nana and tata, like, or were they?
So my grandfather, my tata, and my mom's dad.
Yeah,
he was a tunnel rat in the Vietnam War.
Wow.
And he's still alive to this day, bro. And like he's very good with his hands. I looked up to him a lot. And then by the time I got to the age to where I was becoming like a man, if you would say, like around that teenage boy's age, I was already burning bridges with them to where they didn't want me around no more. So like now I get the chance to be consistent and be present in their lives, but it's like that's one thing that I want to go back and try to live it like that still. You know what I mean? But
hey, bro, you will, homie. Yeah. God is good, bro. He is, man. Don't forget that.
My little brothers got it though. My little brothers are like they're really connected to him. They live with him. He's always been the one on that side. So like it's always been like that, like since before I was even born, man.
So do you feel like a lot of the fighting and the rebelling and stuff was just rooted in the fact of in that lack of connection of not having, the influences and the right male figures and stuff around you?
Yeah, I didn't want to admit it. And when I got older and stuff, I didn't want to see it like that, but I looked up to I have uncles and shit that I still look up to.
Yeah.
And my tata and but it was more I got too heavy into the mix with my mom and dad's friends.
Yeah.
And then that's when it really started. Like I looked up to them. I wanted to be like them, like my mom's boyfriends, my little brother's dad, all these outsiders that were like I didn't know at the time. It was not a positive, natural look, and it wasn't my cup of tea. But I just kept trying to drink from that cup of tea, man, and it wasn't.
Yeah, man.
It wasn't for me.
So I know you said that in the third grade you were dealing with this stuff. Did you ever go back to school after that?
Yeah. I dropped out my freshman year, but like I went to kinder first here in Tucson, and then second, third, and part of fourth in Bisbee, and then from fifth all the way till I dropped out in ninth grade, 10th grade. I just stayed down here.
Okay, man. And during that time, as you got older, I'm trying to think because you have a very unique story. How was, like, as a young man, bro, you know, I could, like I said, I could see your strength, right? Even with everything that you went through, something tells me, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but something tells me that you were the type of young man that kind of felt like there was something wrong with it. You know, using with your parents and stuff like that. There must have been something divine in your heart that kind of told you maybe this isn't the right thing. That
honestly, man, like it's like when you, I don't know if like when you're riding down the street with your parents in the car and you get pulled over by a cop or something like that, man. It's that feeling of whatever happens.
Yeah,
that's how it was. It was just like that's what I learned. I was passionate about it.
Really,
I didn't hide it from nobody. Like that's who I learned from, and I learned from the best, and that's what I'm gonna be like. I'm gonna be like, there was nothing wrong with it. No shame about it or anything.
How long did that continue? Were you building up like a record at this time, getting arrested?
My first addiction was like maybe even before. Well, at the same time, it was attention.
Yeah,
I liked the attention of being a bad kid and all that stuff. I remember like I caught my first record, and the police would have to come pat me down at school, and I walked back into class, and everybody was like, you know what I mean? And I liked that attention, but yeah, man, I got clean once I was 24. I turned 25 in rehab.
You know, we had a discussion about this on the last episode, and I'm curious to know what you think about this, right? Shout out to Michaela, because she's normally one of the hosts. She couldn't make it today, but, you know, we heard somebody say, and she brought this up, that the age that you're at when you start really using is the same age that you're at when you stop.
Oh.
You know, do you feel like that's a real statement?
Yeah, man, it's like, so my feelings are like of a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, you know, and I've been clean 4 years, and like I'm maybe 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm still like a kid, bro. Like emotionally, like I'm happy, you know, and like that kind of stuff. And I don't wake up with the anxiety or anything like that anymore, but it's real, man.
Yeah,
real.
No, absolutely. You know, and dude, I mean, for me, honestly, from my opinion, looking at you, just speaking from my heart, you know, I could see that you have a good heart, you know what I mean? And seeking out the attention and doing things like that, it's almost like a cry out for help as a young man, because you're not getting it anywhere else. And the only way you know how to get it is through the negative things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, we talked about where you started up from, right? We talked a little bit about the stuff that happened with you growing up and then up until that point. But is there anything in between from 13 to 25 that I should bring up and ask you in a question so that the people can listen to? Anything significant?
I've done juvenile time. I've never been in prison. I've heard great things about prison, but I've never been there.
Yeah.
I've done jail time, and I did clean in jail. I got clean in jail.
In jail.
Yeah, and then they released me to rehab.
Okay. All right, man. Oh, and that's at 25.
24. I turned 25 in rehab. So.
And what was it, you know, when you went to jail and like the rehab, what was it that started happening, bro? Like, what was that change in your life?
The structure.
The structure?
I didn't have no structure in the streets, no structure and anywhere really growing up. I always felt like I was better than. I've had spiritual awakenings where like I knew I belonged somewhere else better.
Yeah.
Or different. And I just kept focusing on how to get high, finding ways and means to get more. And I didn't even know what an addict was, man, until I went to rehab. I heard the word addict. You know what I mean? I thought it was just everybody was just out of control on it.
Wow, man.
And a lot of first time experiences with in those first days of me, my first year being clean, man. Like I learned how to wash my own clothes. Like wow. I never had my own room growing up until I got clean. Never had a real job. No tax season. None of that shit, man. And everything I did was just for drugs or to get more drugs or something like that.
So when you saw the opposite end of the world that you had never experienced before, it was like, whoa, this is even possible.
Well, it was scary.
Yeah, I could only imagine.
Yeah, it's like people are like this and they're not using drugs, you know? It's like, what the fuck?
That's great. So what did you think the rehab was, dude? Like when they brought it to your attention for the first time?
I thought it was going to be me. It was a way to get out of jail, and it was a way for me to be closer to my girl.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I didn't know anything. I didn't want anything else at the time.
Does faith play a part in your testimony at all?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And did you have any sense of faith before any of this happened, bro?
No.
No. Wow.
Nope. Not until recently, man. Like 4 years clean. Like there's been like 2 times in my recovery where I've questioned my faith. Like, why am I doing this? I've never done this before.
Yeah.
Never done a clean before. Never done anything like this for myself before. I've done great things for other people.
Yeah.
But never for myself, man. And I questioned it a couple times. So I had to stay uncomfortable.
I mean, dude, I'm smiling right now because I know, dude, I'm telling you, I could see it, homie. It's crazy. It's so crazy. I don't know why I'm feeling this conviction with you in here right now, dog, but I could just see that you've been through some shit and that I can just see that God is in your life right now, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
I'm going to show you a picture of me, bro, right before I got clean.
Yeah. Do you mind if we share it?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, send it to me, bro,
Right,
so I can show people.
Yeah. That's me and my sister right before I got clean.
This is before, huh?
Yeah, right before I got clean.
Oh my God, bro. You look like that fool Kalichi, remember? That's what you look like. I'm flaquito, dude. Oh my God. Wow, bro. Praise God, man. We have to share this picture with you, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna share that picture with all of the listeners and stuff. So wow, so that initial when you got to the rehab, bro, I'm guessing it wasn't an instant change, right? Was there like a dream or an epiphany or something?
So
like
I knew every time I would go to handcuffs, man, go to jail, I would come out stronger, like physically, and
yeah,
I didn't know how to keep that. I didn't know how to. I wanted to keep that momentum going, that feeling I had with me, man, and right as soon as I got out, I ran back to what I knew. And that's the insanity part of it because I knew what it was leading to. So I knew once I got in handcuffs, I didn't like it, but I was like, yes. Here we go, cool.
Exhale.
And then it was like the detox, all the catching up with your body stuff, man. And this last time I got in trouble in there, man. I was doing dumb shit in there. And I was like 53 days of lockdown. Every third day allowed out for 1 hour to shower and all that shit. And
damn, man,
I had like a little deja vu in there, and I don't know, something about the way it looked, and it was like, dude, I want to keep this feeling with me. And right before I went in that time, I went to see my case manager, and I was like, hey, I want to go to this rehab up in Tucson. I gotta get out of here because I tried staying clean over there, and it was too easy for me, man. And so the case manager came and seen me. I was indicted on some felony shit.
Yeah.
And I was actually looking at catching some prison time. And thankfully I went and told my case manager before I got caught that, like, hey, like, I want to go to rehab. So he came in and seen me, and he was like, hey, bro, like, let's go. And then so I was like, fuck yeah, man.
Like yeah.
Woo.
Little did you know how it's gonna change.
Everybody, and that's the thing, man. Everybody, the normal thing to do, man, when you listen to people around you is kill your time, get your number, get out, and have no structure. And I liked the structure that was in there, and I got good at it, and I wanted to keep that momentum going. You know what I mean? Because I didn't even like to use in there, man. I could have used in there too, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Can't leave while you're surrounded by a bunch of dudes and shit.
Yeah. This is the jail or the
jail. And fucking, I went to rehab, man, and it was like first couple of weeks, I just sat right there wanting to leave. I still wanted to leave.
Yeah.
But then I gave in.
What do you mean by you gave in? Where were you at? Do you remember?
So at Casa de Vida, they have the clients. This is one thing I did. Is like that's where I fell in love with food at. It was the clients cooked for the clients in the morning over there.
Yeah.
I'd wake up early over there, and I cooked for like 50, 60 people.
That's cool, dude.
And then they had criteria and shit like that you got to do and fill out paperwork. And I was like the liaison person there. As a client, you can be a liaison there. And I did that, and I started just keeping this momentum going. Do this, do that, and do this, do that. You know what I mean? And just doing positive shit. And
it just stuck with you, huh? Yeah. And wow, that's crazy. And when did faith come into your life, bro?
I think after my first set of steps. So I did my first set of steps with my sponsor, and it was like, okay, this is what it is. This is what I don't have to carry all this shit with me that I'm carrying with me. There's tools I can utilize that are free out there that are like beneficial, that like anybody can grab for, and it works, and it's been proven to work, and like not having to be alone and all that kind of stuff, man. And I really just dove into it, man.
Man, it started changing you.
Yeah, it did, man. It changed me a lot, and since like stuff has come up since then, you know what I mean? Life doesn't, just because I quit doing dope doesn't mean everybody else didn't quit doing dope, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like life on life's terms happen, man. And I have a choice today. Like I can either turn away from it, away from recovery, turn away from God, or I can turn towards God and go towards that. You know what I mean? And I choose to go towards it, man. And the thing that's scary about this, bro, being in recovery, is if I go back out and use it again, all that knowledge and all this vocabulary shit that I have in my mind, you know what I mean? That's just gonna be playing in my head as I'm getting high. You know what I mean? It's gonna be the worst high ever, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I think I truly believe that, as a faithful person, as a Christian specifically, I feel like the surrendering, that part that you talked about, bro, and much respect to everybody who believes in anything. I'm speaking from my heart and my truth, but like that surrendering, there's something so powerful and letting go. Like it's not until you jump off of it that you can finally touch down.
So the normal or the way I was always seeing it or believed it to be is you fight to win. You fight for what you love and you win. And I got clean and I learned that to surrender is to win, because I wasn't winning out there. I didn't get here because my life is good. That shit was plastic that I was in, bro. So I came in broken. That shit was plastic and plastic breaks.
Yeah.
And so
man,
now I get to win by surrendering. I don't have to fight no more.
Dude, that's incredible, man. And I think the most beautiful part about it in your testimony that I'm hearing is like, here's a young little boy, right? And it's crazy, dog, because even through all of this, I can see that your heart is still there. You haven't allowed the ugly in this world to take that away from you, right? Here's a young man who grew up in the not so nurturing environments. You've dealt with negativity from your family, the criminal record, dropping out of school, drug addiction at an early age, never knowing right from wrong, being put into all these positions. And still, it doesn't even matter what age you're at, but you're already an adult. And for the first time in your life, it's like you're changing. You're becoming something new that you've never even experienced before. And I think that to me is the most powerful part about the testimony is, the Lord, the higher power, he takes the most broken pieces and can put them back together again.
Yeah, man. Like my fears today are mainly who I have yet to become.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of success. I get afraid when I know I'm going to succeed in something.
Really?
Because usually when I succeed in something, like in my past, it would take something from me. Life would take something from me as I'm doing good. So like doing good to me and my thoughts was like, okay, this is going real good, but something's gonna happen to somebody or something like that. So I'm not gonna rely on that. So then I would like trying to find another way out of that one. Keep going. That's just how my whole life went, man.
What was the quote you said earlier when you first got here about the breaking it down and rebuilding?
So for every breakthrough, there's always a breakdown first.
For every breakthrough, there's always a breakdown. I mean, bro, it seems to me like with you, for example, you had to get broken down to the small, to the smallest micro, whatever you want to call it, bro. And he got built back up again. Yeah. And, just to give you something a little bit positive, because we had a gentleman in here, shout out to Chris Chavez from Hope. He came through and he said, I don't know if you've ever heard this before where they say like, if you have 1 foot in yesterday, and 1 foot in tomorrow, then you're shitting on today. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's a big one for me. So
like, there's another one too. The past is the history, the future is the mystery, and today is the present. That's why they call it the presence.
There you go. It's a gift. Yeah. So just focus on that, man, because I truly feel, just like you said, man, that quote is so dope. I'm probably gonna title the name of this episode that, because I love it. But I can feel, even with that, I got so much on my head right now. Oh my God, I'm having a hard time even keeping it in, because you guys don't know what's going on. You know, you guys don't feel the atmosphere and know what's happening all the time. You know, you guys are just listening. But the fact that my brother's in here right now after the day he's had with that quote and the positive energy, to me, that just tells me that God is working. It just tells me that it is. You know, you guys just have to take it for what I'm saying and just believe it because it's real, right? And it's awesome because I think to know the strength that you have and the fact that even not even having the influences and you were able to just get to the other side of this, man, with all the cards against you, you were able to come on the other side of this. And I think that's absolutely beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
I love that part.
It's choices, man. Like some of us have shitty hands that were dealt, man. And, we just still play them to the best of our ability.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, another question for you, dog, is how have the relationships in your life changed, if anything? I know you said you had to keep healthy boundaries.
They're fruitful. None of the welcomeness that I have with any of my relationships is not worn out. People open their doors to me and they welcome me in their homes, man. And like to this day, I can count probably like on my hands how many homes I've been. I don't do big. I'm not too big on going into other people's spaces and stuff, man. Really? Like I have my space. That's how I survived, was like I'd break into other people's houses and stuff, man. So like I don't like, my sponsor even tells me when I come in, when I'm the first time meeting him, he's like, hey man, this is a safe space, you know, 'cause I'm sitting there and I'm like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm not touching nothing. And he lets me go to his restroom. He showed me his house and it's just like, whoa, man, like
opening you up to a whole different thing. Were you ever married or any kids or anything?
Nah, I don't have kids, man. I have a girl, my dog, but I don't want kids, man. Like the way I grew up and the environment that it was, you know what I mean? I feel like I can be like a great uncle or something like that, you know what I mean, to my little siblings, but I don't want no kids, man.
Yeah. You never know the future too, you know what I'm saying?
But
you know, I personally, from my opinion, dog, you know, and it's not saying anything against you, but I feel like you would be an incredible dad.
I've heard that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's something different because it's like that generational curse is absolutely broken. And dude, I can't say this shit enough, how much strength you must have to be able to experience all the things that you've experienced and to say, you know what, dude, like, no, I'm done with this shit. Like, I'm done. I'm not doing this no more. You know,
and it's not even about the drugs either, man. Like, it's the choices that I make on drugs too.
Yeah.
And that, like, just because I quit doing dope doesn't mean I'm still not a fucked up person.
Yeah. Or
that I don't have fucked up thoughts. Or my motives aren't, like, dirty either. You know what I mean? Like, I want to live clean, man. That's one thing, like, I didn't know that I wanted to seek that through recovery, but I want to be cleansed of my beliefs, my emotions, my spirituality, and the physical damage that drugs has done to me. I want to turn that around and change it, man. And it takes consistency, man, and the practice. You know, like.
Absolutely, and you know, and I'll keep you in my prayers, bro, for real. You know, no BS, man. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, and I appreciate it, man. I really want to make sure, Alan, that, you know, before we end the episode, that we say anything that you feel, you know, I don't know if you had any convictions or anything that you really wanted to let the people know, you know what I'm saying? But I don't mind asking you a question or whatever, or if not, we can just continue.
Ask them, man. Ask away, yeah.
There was nothing that you had though that you really wanted to say?
I'm grateful, man.
That's it.
I'm grateful.
Man, so, you know, I think a lot, it kind of reminds me of my Uncle Ray a little bit. You know, it's a different story, but I'll explain to you what I mean. Like, he was locked up for 16 years, 16 or 17, I can't remember off the top, for a homicide, right? But the world changed so much in that amount of time that he was locked up. And then when he finally came out, seeing the world again for the first time, and like, yo, they had phones in prison, but like, yo, this is not here anymore. This has changed. This is different. Yeah. This is different. I can only imagine how that must have felt for you, dude, being here and seeing that not everybody lived how you lived growing up.
Yeah, man. Like, I got Downy Unstoppables in my washroom nowadays. You know what I mean? I buy my own laundry. I do my own shit, bro. And like, I have good relationships with my neighbors.
That's cool.
I like grabbing the mail from the mailman and sending it up on my mailbox. Like, going at that. Like, the little things, man, that like recovery has brought me, that other people may have had before, you know, like the first car. I just got my first car, man. Like
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
Tax seasons and shit like I never had it. I never missed it because I never had it.
That's cool. And I know you said, and I want to talk about this a little bit if you're okay, but you know, the fact that you said you have your dog and you said that you have your girl, when did that happen for you? Because I'm sure
me and all of us were in addiction together.
Really?
Yeah, we were our buddy of mine was doing some criminal stuff down there in Bisbee, and she came over and that's how we met, and we used to get high together and all that shit, man. And now it's like she got clean, and she was telling me, man, she was like, hey, like I'm facing some charges, a case, and she's done a lot of time in prison already. She's done like 15 years altogether.
Wow.
And she was like, hey, if you still want to be with me, this is where I'm gonna be. And I didn't know how to quit using dope. She came up here and got clean. And she told me this the other day too. She was like, I would have the feeling that like he's locked up right now. So she would look me up, and then sure enough, I'd be locked up, and she'd write me letters, and that's what sent me the structure to make the choices to come up here. She was like, hey, go to this rehab, do this, do that, and bro, sure enough, I followed suit, man.
That's good.
And it brought us back together.
Yeah, like you said, there has to be a breakdown before a breakthrough.
Yeah, same dog, same girls. Like
that is a true bro. I really do feel, you know, that is a true. They say that God speaks through people sometimes, right? That is a true thing that you were talking about, man. That sometimes things I just can't get over it for some reason. It's just really hitting me today. Like what you said about the it has to be before a breakthrough. There's a breakdown, and sitting here talking with you, bro, it's like God speaking through you, saying that, because that's really hitting with me right now, bro.
Yeah, like one of my reservations to go back out, man, was if my girl left me or if she died. And 2 years ago, like this still hurts me, but like 2 years ago, she got diagnosed with breast cancer.
Man, I'm sorry.
And I got to watch her go through all that. And that was, I don't know if you know anybody that's ever been through cancer, but it's
my grandma.
Yeah, it's some motherfucker, man. Like, and then like that time was like either I turned towards God or I could have turned away. You know what I mean? Because I'm hurting inside. So like it's a good excuse to go hurt people and do things like that. But I stayed in my recovery, man. I stayed spiritual about it and fucking made the most of it, man. And I actually I wasn't in the right state of mind to work, bro. I didn't want to work at all either. And the place I was working at, like I told them like, hey, like I gotta be able to take my girl, because I didn't have my license till recently.
Wow.
So I had to be able to drive her to her appointments to get chemo. So that motivated me to get my license, right? Because I was so okay with being a bottom feeder, man. Like I was okay with hitting the buzz. I was okay with doing that kind of dark stuff. You know what I mean? And like, so one thing is that you're gonna like this is you attract what you respect. So if you respect people in dark places doing dark things, you're gonna attract that. You know what I mean? So like, I want to attract these good things, but I'm still over here sick-minded doing all this shit. You know what I mean? And okay, how do I do this? Or I gotta stop watching porn, or I gotta stop doing this. I gotta stop looking at females that way. I gotta to get released from that obsession. You know what I mean? And then
that chain, bro.
And then it releases you, and then it's like you're free, man. And yeah, like so I got my license. I've had my license for 2 years. And then I just went to trucking school and just got my CDL. So like
that's blessings upon blessings. That's good, man. You know, going back to what you were saying with your lady, man, is she okay?
Yeah, she's in remission, man.
Oh, dude, praise God, bro.
New hair, new stuff, new everything right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's cool, man. Like it's one thing I also learned recently is like my whole life before I got clean, I was out of control. I had no control over my choices. I was just on drugs, and that controlled everything for me. Or I liked it when other people would tell me what to do. So I got clean, and I want to be in control all of a sudden. You know, I want to control this. I want to control that. Well, I'll tell you one thing: I ain't in control over cancer, people committing suicide, overdose. You know what I mean? You can't control all that stuff, man. And it's humbled me in a lot of areas, you know. And I got to mellow that out and feel different about You know, I ain't like when people get mad at people, it's not because what that other person did. It's because it's what that person believes in is what's making them mad at the other person.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I really think it's giving me a second chance, man. Basically, and another thing I learned, you're gonna like this one too, is not to make a permanent decision in a temporary situation.
That's so true.
Like this rehab shit, temporary, bro. Life is temporary. All this shit is temporary, you know what I mean? So until then, why am I gonna go make some permanent decision that can make stuff different, you know what I mean? Like, the only thing we are guaranteed is change. That is the one thing that we are do not like at all. Human beings do not like change at all. And that's what happens the most. The one thing that is guaranteed in life is change. So that's why I love God. I love myself. I love others. And, you know, even atheists, even people that don't believe in God, when something bad happens, what do they say? Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Please, God, make this go away. It's so true, dude.
So it's like, it's just keep it simple, man. One day at a time. And ask for help. That was a hard thing for me to this day, man, is accepting help from family members, other friends, you know, people like not wanting anything in return or anything like that. I'm like, you know, it's like, it's new for me, man. And I still have a hard time with it to this day, man, especially with my family. Like I can stay away from them for a couple months. I can be all about my shit, you know what I mean? My recovery friends, work, whatever. But like that's one of my goals is to get around my family more and not be in a cocoon, come out, be myself.
Yeah. Yeah, man, because you're amazing the way that you are, bro, for real. I mean, you are in a position now, dude, that you are so much of a light. And I can't keep stressing this, bro. Like, this is not me bullshitting. I am being 100% because there was just a different energy of shift when you came in. It was like, wow, you know what I mean? I can tell you got the light in you, bro. And I feel like it's a perfect opportunity to influence other people, however that may be, and whatever it may be. Maybe the truck driving, you know, happens for a little bit. Hopefully, you know, everything goes good here, and you can come back, bro. Because I would love to see you here on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? But dude, who knows? Who knows what could happen? Who knows in a few years if you will not have a kid or not? Who knows in a few years if your mom or your father or whoever sees you in your past in your life sees those differences in you that you never even thought were possible. They may not think that that's possible either, but they see it in you, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa! It's like a bug to a light, bro. You fly right towards it.
Yeah.
I truly want to thank you, you know, for coming through and sharing your story with me, man. And it's been a true honor to have you in here, dog, for real.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Guys, please get up out your seat, standing ovation. I don't care if you're in a wheelchair, get your ass up. Give my boy Alan a round of applause, man.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
Remember what he said. I want every single one of you guys to pay attention to that. Before every breakthrough, there is a breakdown. Before every breakthrough, there is a breakdown. I've been hearing it all freaking day today. God has just been putting it in my heart that we're talking about when Jesus was in the desert for 40 days, but on that 41st night, something changed. You know, just keep that in mind, man. After it's so powerful. And you know what? That's what we're here for, guys. We're here for that positivity. As always, you know, I want you guys to remember that the show notes of this episode, I'm going to have all of the links and everything in there. If you or a family member, somebody is struggling or, you know, has an amazing story, they want to come in here and share and help other people, let's get you in here, bro. I would love to get you in here. And, you know, if you got any positive affirmations, any of you want to write in and give my brother Alan some love, I will hit him up personally and give him those positive affirmations. But, you know, I hope you guys got something out of this. This is honestly, bro, this made my heart happy today. Pray for my brother Alan. Pray for all the people we have on here on the show. But until next time, we will see you. Much love. God bless. Peace. What's going on, everybody? This is Buddha from the Arcast, and I just wanted to thank you for checking out this week's episode. It means a lot, and if you could share it with a friend or a loved one, somebody in need in recovery, or maybe somebody who just needs that little bit of extra positivity in their life, we'd greatly appreciate it. If you would like to join us here on the Arcast, either in the studio live or online, hit us up. The links are down in the show notes of this episode, and on there, you can find direct links to our main website here at Americas Rehab Campus and all of our social media platforms. Follow us. We keep the posts positive and motivational, focused on recovery, health, and wellness. As you know, in this modern day and age, we need as much love as possible, y'all. And as always, if you or somebody you know is in need of substance abuse treatment, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We're open 24 hours a day, and our direct phone number is 1-833-272-7342. Once again, that phone number is 1-833-272-7342. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Much love and God bless. Peace.